last item that I have is I don't think it's been introduced to market or hasn't passed FDA, but I've been hearing a lot about it. The Neuralink.
The Neuralink.
The Neuralink.
I wouldn't let them put that in me. Hell to the no, brother. Nah. From a biblical standpoint,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
call that the mark of the
beast.
beast. Mark of the beast.
I was just testing.
But from a physical standpoint, man, that's us. That's transhumanism, man. That's us merging ourselves with cyber. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? We already neuralinked up through blue light, because blue light is information. You can put something in the information. When you look at light come from the sun. The sun will be the projection, the projector, right? If you go to the movies right now and you look back at the projector, you don't know what's in that light. It's a blue light, but you see all the information in it, but you can't make it out. Then once it hit this black screen, or what you'll call melanin, then it forms a picture. If that TV screen was off right now, it'd be completely black. All the light will reflect in it, and from that we'll be able to see ourselves in that screen. So this is information on the picture that tells you what you're looking at right now. So if you can tap into the projector and make the light code to what you want to code it, and just put it on a black screen or a black surface of what we call melanin or graphite, then you can put whatever information you want to put in there.
Now, speaking of biblical terms, man, the mark of the beast, it says in scripture that there will be a chip that will be planted into humans.
Yeah, the hand and the forehead.
The hand and the forehead. Now,
I think the hand is this right
the
here.
hand could be the phone, because
And then
there's a chip in the phone.
And notice the apple is bitten off.
Yeah,
Like that.
the
Apple
like
and
that.
Eve. Yeah. So, and then on here you have the tree of knowledge, good and evil. I can go on here and say righteous ways to eat, or I can type in big black ass shaking in the club, and you're gonna see whatever you want to see. So no matter how old you are. So knowledge, good and evil is in this phone.
Yeah, biblically it says there can be no good without bad, no hot without cold.
That's duality.
Right. It has to, I think free will, when God blessed us with free will, the choice to do one or the other came with it.
All right, shalom out there. All praise.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to your brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And with charity, I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago. Coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, to be edifying. All right, and this is a video clip from the elder Manat Zagba out there in South Carolina. All right, it was T.I. and the other guy's name Yaki. I don't know who that is. I know who T.I. is, but as you can see, they were talking about the Neuralink. They were talking about the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, where it speaks of the mark of the beast. And we here in GMS, obviously, we could tell that these two guys don't have the 100% truth. They don't understand everything fully, but it wasn't meant for them to understand fully, all right, and receive the 100% truth. But even they could see, as you heard, they mentioned the chip in Revelation 13, right? Now the scripture in Revelation 13:16, the mark of the beast, does not literally say chip, right? But when you go into that word mark, it goes into the word charagma, okay, which is something physical. Then you go to the word charax, the deep root word of charagma, and then that goes into palisade, which is a palisade is like the sharp end of a wooden stick. And an example that you'll get when you look it up is when they're making these wooden fences. All right, they make the bottom of that piece of wood pointy so it could penetrate and stick to the ground, right? And that's exactly what they're gonna do when they implement MOTB, right? Inside people's right hand or in their forehead. Okay. Now there was I forgot the guy's name, but he was pretty much the one who created the microchip technology to be imprinted in the body. And during the making of it, they needed a way for the battery of the chip to constantly be charging, and it needed a lot of heat in order to do that. So the only two areas in the body where it would give you the most heat would be the right hand or in the forehead, right? Because obviously most people are right-handed. Okay, and the forehead, when you have a fever, when you were a kid, your mother would check your forehead, right, to see if it was hot. Okay, so that's the reason why it's going to be in the right hand or in the forehead. All right, for the majority of people. All right, but as you can clearly see, this topic everybody's talking about, and even these two people that wouldn't even be considered part of like the Israelite movement, a scriptural biblical movement, even they could see that the mark of the beast is a chip. But here you have people in the world of Israel, all right, in the whole Israelite movement, if you will, that will say that it's a sin, an embargo, sleeping with white women, what else? A seafood broil, okay. What else have they came up with? All right, it's the thought of sin and you acting out that sin type of shit. All right, and here it is. There's supposed to be teachers, prophets, but then they go out and they teach some madness like that. Right? It makes no sense. Right? But all this is just a testimony that we are literally at the end, because it's the scriptures say in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, that this gospel shall be preached in all the world, and then the end shall come. Okay, so the knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, biblical prophecy that has been, broken down by the elders and apostles of GMS and on down, all right, for 30, 40 years already. There's no excuse. Okay, there is no excuse for you not to get it, for you to not understand, but we understand because the scriptures let us know, right, that the eyes of these people have been blinded, that they cannot see and perceive these prophecies, these scriptures, but they're a stumbling block unto them. All right, and that's one reason, and the other reason is because they sold out. They were paid. Okay, they were hired by Esau, by the opposition to lead astray, to push out confusion. All right? But that will only confuse the 2/3, okay, and the ones that are meant to be blind. All right, the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, all right, says that God shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie, okay, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Right? In 2 Corinthians, I believe the 4th chapter, it says, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. And when you go into that word lost, it goes into those that perish. Those that are lost in the sauce are going to perish. Right? So the words of the prophets have reached unto the ends of the earth. All right? By way of the internet, YouTube, social media. All right? The unicorn. That's the way this word gets out. We can't literally go into every country, into every city, into every neighborhood, into every block of the world so that people can get the message. Who has resources, money to do all that? Okay? The YouTube is what does the heavy lifting. Alright, that's the reason a lot of brothers have woken up. It's through YouTube. The videos, man. And from seeing the prophets in the highways and byways. And as we can clearly see, you know, the time is short that the prophets aren't going to be out much longer, right? The scriptures say that the prudent shall keep silence in that time because it is an evil time. All right? So that evil time is approaching, and when the Lord, you know, takes us out of the highways and byways, you know, that's when it's going to be too late for people, and that's when they're going to start looking for the prophets. Alright, and then you know, time's gonna move fast after that. You know, that means the mark of the beast is right around the corner. And if the mark of the beast is right around the corner, then the destruction is just as close. Alright, so we're just watching for, you know, the signs which are already here. And there was just another earthquake out there by Mexico and a little bit more south of Mexico as well. You know, right after there was a humongous earthquake in Venezuela, the Philippines, Japan, I believe, which was like a couple, 2-3 weeks ago. You know, so that's a sign. You know, earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars, all of these signs are signs of the end. Alright, so the end is manifest. Alright, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.